Hey there fellow drivers and welcome back to our channel. Today we are diving headfirst into a topic that's not just about the latest gadgets or driving tips. It's about the future of how we get around. Today we are talking about the exciting yet somewhat daunting world of AI and its legal implications for all of us on the road. You know, it wasn't too long ago when the idea of cars driving themselves seemed like something straight out of the science fiction movie. But here we are, living in a time where autonomous vehicles are becoming more than just a concept. They are reality, and they're hitting the streets faster than we might have anticipated. Now, while the thought of cruising down the highway without touching the steering wheel might sound like a dream come true for some, it also is sparking some serious questions about the laws and regulations that govern our roads. I mean, who is responsible when there is an accident involving a self-driving car? What about our privacy rights when our vehicles are essentially giant computers on wheels? These are the kinds of questions keeping lawmakers, legal experts, and even us everyday drivers on our thoughts as we navigate the brave new world of AI-powered transportations. So grab your favorite driving snacks and settle in, because today we are unpacking the future of driving and all the legal twists and turns that come with it. So let's hit the road. The rise of AI in driving. Let's kick things off by talking about the rise of AI in driving, and let me tell you, it's been quite the journey. Just imagine, not too long ago, the idea of cars driving themselves seemed like something straight out of the science fiction movie. But fast forward to today, and we are living in a time where autonomous vehicles are becoming more than just a concept. They are reality, and they are hitting the street faster than we might have anticipated. So how did you get there? Well, it's been a gradual evolution, really. We have seen incredible advancement in technology, from basic driver assist features like automatic braking to full-blown autonomous systems that can handle everything from lane changes to navigating complex city streets. And let me tell you, the potential of AI in driving is nothing short of mind-blowing. I mean, think about it. With autonomous vehicles, we are looking at safer roads, fewer accidents caused by human error, and even increased accessibility for those who may not be able to drive themselves. But it's not just about convenience and safety. AI is also poised to revolutionize the way we think about the transportation as a whole. We are talking about more efficient use of resources, reduced traffic congestions, and a shift towards a more sustainable, environmentally friendly future. Now, of course, with great power comes great responsibility, as they say, and when it comes to AI in driving, there are definitely some challenges and hurdles to overcome. We are talking about things like ensuring these systems are reliable and trustworthy, addressing concern about data privacy and security, and of course figuring out the thorny issue of liability when things go wrong. But despite these challenges, the future of driving powered by AI is looking brighter than ever. We are on the brink of a transportation revolution. And I don't know about you, but I can't wait to see where the road takes us next. Legal implications for motorists. Alright, now that we have got a handle on how AI is shaking up the driving scene, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of what all this means for us, the everyday motorist. And let me tell you, when it comes to the legal implications of AI in driving, we are entering some uncharted territory. First up on the docket, liability. Just imagine you are cruising along in your self-driving car, minding your own businesses, when suddenly, boom, you are involved in a fender bender. Now, in the good days of all traditional driving, it was pretty straightforward. Whoever was behind the wheel at the time of accident was usually the one held responsible. But with the autonomous vehicle, things get a little murky. I mean, who is to blame when there is no human driver in the driver's seat? And then there is the issue of data privacy. Now, I don't know about you, but the idea of a car collecting all sorts of data about your driving habits and whereabouts doesn't exactly sit right with you. Sure, AI systems need data to operate efficient, but where do you draw the line between convenience and invasions of privacy? It's a tricky balance, and one that lawmakers are still trying to figure out. But perhaps the biggest legal hurdle of them all is navigating the complex web of regulations and standards that govern our roads. We are talking about federal laws, state laws, and local ordinances. You name it, there is a law for it. And when you throw AI into the mix, things get even more complicated. We are talking about establishing new regulations for AI-driven vehicles, ensuring they meet safety standards, and perhaps most importantly, making sure they play nice with all the other cars on the road. Challenges in law enforcement. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that's on every driver's mind: law enforcement. Yep, you heard me right. Even the boys in blue are grappling with the rise of AI in driving. And let me tell you folks, it's not exactly smooth sailing. So just imagine for a minute you are cruising down the highway, enjoying the breeze, when all of a sudden you spot a police car in your rear view mirror. Now, in the past, getting pulled over was pretty straightforward. You knew the drill. For a starter, how do you enforce traffic laws when there is no human driver to pull over? I mean, sure, AI systems are great at following the rules of the road, but what happens when they slip up? How do you hold a computer accountable for breaking the speed limit or running a red light? And then, there is the issue of training. I mean, let's be real here. Most police officers aren't exactly tech whizzes. So, how do you train law enforcement officers to understand and interpret the decisions made by AI systems? It's a whole new ballgame, and one that's going to require some serious rethinking of how we train our officers. But perhaps the biggest challenge of them all is addressing the elephant in the room: cybersecurity. I mean, think about it. AI-driven vehicles are essentially giant computers on wheels. Where there are computers, there are hackers. We are talking about vulnerabilities in these systems that could potentially be exploited to wreak all sorts of havoc on our roads. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm painting a grim picture here. Law enforcement agencies are working tirelessly to stay ahead of the curve and adapt to this brave new world of AI-driven transportations. But make no mistakes, there are serious challenges ahead, and it is going to take all of us working together to overcome them. The evolution of driving laws. Now let's start with the basics. What exactly do our driving laws look like today? Well, you have got your standard speed limits, stop signs, the whole shebang. But with the advent of autonomous vehicles, we are going to need whole new set of rules to govern this brave new world of driving. So what might these new laws look like? Well, for starters, we are going to need to update our traffic regulations to account for AI-driven vehicles. We are talking about things like establishing standards for how these vehicles operate on the road, ensuring they can communicate with each other and with other infrastructure, and perhaps most importantly, making sure they are safe for everyone on the road. But it's not just about updating existing laws, it's also about establishing entirely new legal frameworks for AI-driven transportations. We are talking about things like determining liability in the event of an accident involving an autonomous vehicle, setting guidelines for how data collected by these vehicles can be used and protected, and perhaps most importantly, ensuring that these vehicles are programmed with ethical and moral principles that align with our social values. Now, I don't want to make it sound like this is going to be far from it. We are going to have to navigate a maze of bureaucratic red tape, deal with conflicting state and federal laws, and perhaps most importantly, find a way to strike a balance between innovations and safety. But here is the thing, the future of driving is bright, and if we want to reap the benefits of AI-powered transportation, we're going to have to roll up our sleeves and get to work. And there you have it. We have taken a deep dive into the future of driving and the legal implications that come with it. From the rise of AI in driving to the challenges faced by law enforcement and the evolutions of driving laws, it is clear that we are entering uncharted territory. But despite the hurdle ahead, one thing is abundantly clear: the future of driving is looking brighter than ever. Sure, there are challenges to overcome, from determining liability to accidents involving autonomous vehicles to navigating the complex web of regulations and standards that govern our roads. But if there is one thing we have learned, it's that where there is a will, there is a way. So until next time, keep eyes on the road, your hands on the wheel, and your mind open to the endless possibilities that lie ahead. The future of driving is in our hands. Let's make it a bright one. Safe travels everyone, and thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.